Alright, Brush Monkeys, we're back, and this week we're continuing our series on the Bombshell Miniatures Babes line with this young lady. Her name is Qadira of the Sands. And just kind of a Middle Eastern looking figure. Now, the box art has her painted up somewhat similar to Jasmine from Aladdin. I've decided to do a slightly different route with mine. I'm going to paint her closer to Esmeralda from Hunchback of Notre Dame, which I realize is Romani versus Middle Eastern, but I think it's going to look good on this figure nonetheless. I'm also going with a slightly darker skin tone than I normally do. Starting out with the Vallejo model color Tan Earth as the base and going up from there. So I'm going to pause here and start in on the skin tones, and then we'll come back and take a look, see what she looks like. Alright, see you soon. Bye. Alright, I'm back and I've got her skin done. I'm pretty happy with how it came out. It wasn't how I originally planned. I'd originally planned on using the Iraqi sand for a highlight, or for a layer, and then highlighting with basic flesh tone. After I put the Iraqi sand on there, I realized it came out way too light. So I went back and mixed the Iraqi sand with the Tan Earth base, and that got a little more what I was looking for, and then just did a little bit more of the Iraqi sand just for the upper highlights, just the top of her breast and the arm, and just basically what you could see from the top down, like that. Just did highlights with that, and then did a little thin Nuln Oil for her eyeshadow, and of course the usual brown rose for her lip, and I think that came out pretty good. I also went ahead and did her swords because they were it's just Basilicum gray with a little Necron compound dry brush, really quick and easy. So went ahead and wrapped that up, and her hair was Nightmare Black, so that's all nice and done up. It looks really good. So on to her clothing. So her headdress, and kind of consulting my notes here, her headdress and her pants are going to be Magus purple, and her halter top there is going to be white. That's going to be a little tricky. I think I'm going to have to go back over that with the sorry, come on, focus. I'm going to have to go back over that with the Wraithbone, and then do, or maybe I'll use Gray Seer for that, and then do the contrast paint over there, because there's not a whole lot to it, really. And then her belt and her sash here will be dark purple, whereas the pants here will be Magus purple. And I think her shoes and her bracers are going to be Snakebite leather. And then I've got a desert base planned for her basing, so that's going to look really good. So for right now, I'm going to go ahead and go do the Magus purple and see how that looks, and then we'll base coat her halter top there too. Then we'll come back and see how she looks. All right, see you soon. All right, so made some progress here. As you can see, I've got her purples done, Magus purple, and I did Shyish purple on the belt and sash rather than the purple I was going to use. I changed that up a little bit. I also did her halter top a little differently. I did base coat of Gray Seer, and then highlighted it with Army Painter Matte White, just to make that pop a little bit more. There's not a whole lot of fabric there, so it kind of did what I could to make it stand out. She's got a bunch of little gold chains and gold rings along there, and gold here and all along the bottom of her thing. And of course this sword hilts are gold. She's got a little gold on her headdress there. I think I'm going to make these. I painted the armbands as leather, but I think I'm going to repaint them as gold, because I think they'd be solid gold. Her braces are still going to be leather, and her shoes are leather, pouch and all that. But yeah, I think she's coming along pretty nicely. I'm going to take a break and let those contrast paints, particularly the leather, dry a little bit more, and then go back in and paint them. I think I may do the headdress in gold as well. Again, I painted it in leather, and I think it'll look better as gold. So I'm going to let these dry and take a little break, and then I'll come back and start in on the metallics. All right, I'll see you soon. Bye. All right, brush monkeys, we've got Qadira's gold all done, and she looks pretty good. I really kind of like how that doing the armbands and the headband in leather first, and then going back over it in gold, kind of gave that nice lining between the gold and the skin tone to make it stand out a little more. You can see I've got her necklaces done, her whole halter top done, all the little danglies around her belt are all finished. Yeah, and her sword hilts are done. So she's looking pretty good. I also got her base coated, and the base band base coated and layered. So the next step is going to be painting the white glue onto the base here, so that the Agrax Earthshade, or excuse me, Agrellan Earth, will crackle nicely. And then I've got some Armageddon dust I'm going to put on in little patches, shade the whole thing with Agrax Earthshade, dry brush it Tyrant Skull, and then putting on some Army Painter tufts, maybe just one or two there. But yeah, she's coming along pretty nicely. I think the next time you see her, she's going to be completely done. So I'm going to go ahead and pause here and finish up that basing, and then like I said, next time you see this lady, she's going to be done. See you soon. Bye. And there she is, brush monkeys, our finished Qadira of the Sands from the Bombshell Miniatures Babes line. I think she turned out pretty well. Nice scenic base I gave her there. I'm pretty happy with how she came out. So I'm going to go ahead and call this one done. And next week we will continue with another of the Bombshell Babes line. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye. Hey Brush Monkeys, Tom from Flying Monkey Studios here. If you like what you see, click like down below. If you want to be notified when new videos come out, click subscribe. Both of those help me with my YouTube numbers and help support me doing and what I do best. Speaking of which, if you want to support me more directly, you can visit my Patreon site and go on my Instagram page to see all the miniatures that I paint on this site and how to get your hands on one of your own if you want one. We're also on Facebook and Twitter. You can check both of those to see when new videos get posted. And visit my merch store at storefrontier.com/flyingmonkeystudios. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I will see you later. Bye.